Khris Middleton just had a pretty outstanding run with the Milwaukee Bucks as they won the historic 2021 NBA championship. Middleton was one of the key guys on the team, teaming up with Finals MVP, the Greek freak himself, Giannis Antetokounmpo, for the first franchise title since 1971. But you guys are real fans, aren't you? And you don't stop at knowing just some simple facts like that. Of course, you gotta know something special, and that's why we're bringing you this video. So, what are the 12 most interesting facts about K-Mid? You'll see by the end of this video. Make sure to stick with us until the very end to learn about the history of Khris Middleton upsetting the Phoenix Suns. Yep, this year's finals is not the first time he's done that. And what does Chris's senior year in high school have to do with Brisbane, Australia? And most interestingly, how his career highlight relates to the late Kobe Bryant. Born on August 12, 1991, in Charleston, South Carolina, the future two-time NBA All-Star James Christian Middleton attended Porter God School and played basketball for the Porter God Cyclones. That's a really small and unknown school, only around 1,000 students. So what are the chances of it producing an NBA prospect? We know you're thinking slim to none, right? But you'd be wrong. And as we're kicking off our list of the 12 most interesting facts about Khris Middleton, here is our number 12 to prove that, starting right there in his native town of Charleston, South Carolina, on the banks of the Ashley River where Porter God School is located. And guess what? The Milwaukee Bucks forward is not the only active NBA player who attended the tiny South Carolina school called Porter God. The Boston Celtics have recently drafted Aaron Nesmith in the first round of the 2020 NBA draft. Interestingly enough, he also played for the Cyclones. That's just amazing. And Middleton is still like an older brother to Nesmith. Back in the day, they would go at each other during private pickup games in the summer at their high school alma mater. The Porter God alumni have met numerous times during this past NBA season too, when the Bucks played the Celtics, and the two have a great relationship. Check out some pics on their Instagram as they pose together. Alright, moving on to the number 11 most interesting fact about Khris Middleton. It turns out, Khris wasn't nearly a championship caliber player when he got to the big leagues. Matter of fact, he almost dropped out of the NBA, and well, he actually did. In his first year, Middleton saw limited action with the Pistons, who drafted him 39th overall in the 2012 NBA draft. So as a rookie, he got assigned to the G League, known as the NBA Developmental League back then. So during his rookie season, Khris spent time with the Fort Wayne Mad Ants, located in Fort Wayne, Indiana, averaging a mere 11 points per game. I'm telling you, you wouldn't want to entrust the future of your team to this guy, and you definitely wouldn't want to bet on this dude to be a decisive factor in the NBA Finals. But stick with us. And speaking of the G League, here comes the number 10 most interesting fact about K-Mid. Khris Middleton actually made history when he appeared in his first NBA All-Star game. Then 27 years old, he not only made his All-Star debut a monumental occasion in his own professional career, but also a historic one for the G League. Believe it or not, Middleton became the first NBA G League alum in history to become an NBA All-Star. Talk about motivation for those G League players, right? Khris worked his way up, earning the spot on the Detroit Pistons after his short run with the Mad Ants in the G League, and then later was traded to the Bucks and never looked back ever since, becoming an NBA All-Star and eventually the NBA champ. But leaving the Pistons before his prime was actually not the only time Khris Middleton left Detroit before the buzzer, so to speak. With this one, we're taking you off the court for the number 9 most interesting fact about Khris. When he was already with the Bucks, Middleton was destined to leave Detroit again, and this time on the Bucks co-owner Mark Lasry's private jet, and even before the final buzzer in the game went off. Wait, what? Let us break this one down for you. In April 2019, when Milwaukee was just about to clinch their first series victory since 2001, closing out a sweep of the Detroit Pistons, during the halftime of the game, Bucks staff got the news about Middleton's girlfriend Samantha, who'd gone into labor with their first child. The baby wasn't due until June, but Samantha's water broke that April night. Bucks coach Mike Budenholzer immediately took Khris out of the game and arranged for the private jet with Mark Lasry. They departed right off to Milwaukee, with even the police escort guiding them to the airport. And the baby? Well, she arrived the next evening strong and healthy, and Khris and Samantha named her Audrielle. But we call it K-Mid out of Detroit, waving bye-bye and saying hi to the new heights. And the new heights surely followed. Khris Middleton went on to not just become an NBA champion, he did that with a bang, and it's our number 8 most interesting thing. Middleton was the key factor during the entire finals series this year, to the level that in Game 4 of the finals, he actually scored his playoff career high 40 points to help defeat the Phoenix Suns. It was an important game too, as the Bucks were able to even the series 2-2. Middleton was the man in Game 6 as well. No personal records this time, but Khris recorded 17 points, 5 rebounds, and 5 assists, and made some crucial baskets in the final minutes of the game to put away the Suns 105-98, closing out the series 4-2 and securing the Bucks' first NBA title in 50 years. But that 40-point playoff career high is interesting in another way too, which brings us to our number 7 most interesting fact about Middleton, the number 40, which is magically showing up as another stat line and another career high for the Bucks wing. Khris played 40.1 minutes per game during the 2021 playoffs, which is not just his playoff career high, but it's even higher than his total career minutes per game, which is at 31.7. And even higher than his career highest regular season minutes per game when he racked up 36.4 minutes back in 2017-2018. I'm telling you, he had an impressive title run, and you can tell that he left it all out on the court to get that ring. But stick with us to the end of the video to learn how another one of Khris's career highlights is connected to Kobe Bryant, and why is it even being mentioned in the same sentence? In the meantime, we're counting down to the number 6 most interesting fact about Khris Middleton, and this one is intriguing too. During the 2021 NBA Finals, the Bucks, and Khris in particular, certainly upset the Phoenix Suns big time, but it turns out that it's not the first time they did so. There have been at least 2 more times before that. Let's take you back to December 2014, when it was the first time it happened. The game was on the line and the Bucks were down by 1 to the Phoenix Suns with under 4 seconds left on the clock. This is clutch time, so of course the ball ended up in the hands of no one else but Middleton, as he was able to hit a contested game-winning buzzer beater to beat the Suns 96-94. Wow. And if that wasn't enough, there was even another time Khris upset the Suns coming into the historic finals. That was in November 2017 when he scored 40, another 40, in a close 113-107 overtime win over the Valley Boys. That one was a tough battle on the court, but how about some tough moves in business? Khris is making those too already. See what those are all about as we move on to number 5 in our list. While still playing in the league and still having another solid decade to go, the 2-time All-Star is already cementing his name and making his investment game strong. It's been announced that Khris Middleton is set to become a minority owner of the Australian professional basketball team, the Brisbane Bullets. He'll link with an already impressive ownership group led by the Bullets' majority owner and ex-NBA player Kevin Martin and the recently added Chicago Bulls forward Thad Young. We're hearing the Australian NBL is becoming the second best basketball league in the world, and it looks like Khris is quickly realizing the quality of that league and taking his opportunity. I say good for him and for the Brisbane Bullets. Now, we're about to take you back to Middleton's high school years down in South Carolina when he couldn't dunk, and that's the number 4 most interesting fact on our list. Let's go. You heard it right. Accolades aside, Khris Middleton couldn't even dunk until the end of his sophomore year in high school. He wasn't drawing interest from major nearby colleges at all. The coach of South Carolina at that time, Dave Odom, spotted Middleton as a sophomore while scouting other players. He asked Middleton's high school coach if Khris could dunk, and he couldn't. Odom reportedly lost interest after that. Earlier though, when Khris was 12 years old, his father would take him to Atlanta, Georgia, just a 5-hour drive from their hometown Charleston, South Carolina, to practice with a high-level AAU team. The Atlanta players dunked, but Middleton couldn't. He remembers those times by saying, "I thought I was good, but realized I was shitty." You can imagine, with his love for the game of basketball, why Khris would even cry sometimes on their drives back home. And that brings us to fact number 3. We think it's pretty interesting, And it's partly sad too, but kind of funny as well. Let us know in the comments what you think about it. So when Khris started crying, his father would stop halfway through their drive in Columbia, South Carolina, and take Khris to Fuddruckers, famous for those hamburgers, fries, and shakes. By the way, that sounds yum right now. Anyway, he'd let Khris order whatever he wanted, saying, "Get yourself together. I cannot let you come home crying, or I'm going to be in trouble with your mother." Now, we don't know what little Khris ordered, but we're pretty sure he loved hamburgers too, so he definitely had lots of fun at that Fuddruckers. And you wouldn't believe the coincidence, but Fuddruckers is part of our most interesting fact number 2. We're pretty amazed by this one, so check it out. Remember how Khris started building his investment portfolio by allocating his funds all the way to Brisbane, Australia? Well, the first time his childhood favorite burger spot Fuddruckers expanded outside of the US was nowhere else but the city of Brisbane, with their first Australian store opening in Brisbane's Eagle Street Pier shopping center. How crazy is that coincidence? Or is it even a coincidence? You tell us in the comments. Alright, slowly but surely, guys, we finally approached the number 1 most interesting fact about Khris Middleton. And as I promised, let's see how one of his career highlights relates to the late Lakers and NBA superstar Kobe Bryant. And why is it even mentioned in the same sentence? On January 28, 2020, just 2 days after Kobe's tragic death, Middleton had just an outstanding performance. He went off to set a new career high at the time, scoring 51 points, making 16 of 26 shots, including 7 of 10 on three-pointers, and leading the Bucks to their 9th straight win, a 151-131 victory over the Washington Wizards. Playing without Antetokounmpo, Middleton and the Bucks head their way with Washington, en route to the 16th win of the season by 20 or more points, and Khris had stepped up. After the game, Middleton dedicated his performance to Kobe, saying Kobe was one of his favorite players growing up besides Michael Jordan. Khris said, "I took a lot from Kobe's game. To go out there and play and put on that type of performance, I definitely can dedicate that game to him as a thank you for what he did for the game." Indeed, a historic performance, an amazing effort, and the dedication to the right cause. Khris Middleton has been all classy throughout his career, and he's still got a lot of gas left in the tank. Big ups to the champ. Now, let us know in the comments which fact out of our top 12 you thought is truly the most interesting or entertaining. Did we miss anything? We want to know. We'd also appreciate it if you'd let us know which players you want to hear about, or coaches, anything basketball really. Comment away and we'll be right there for you. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up too if you liked the video, and subscribe to our channel for more content.